Just wants you to review it so we can.
Yeah, I'll leave it away.
If you think good stuff, I'll hold it.
How many did it go? How's your weight press, David? How's your weight press? Why are you?
Big truck out of last week.
I've been waiting for it.
Tuesday night, or Friday, Tuesday.
I'll be right back to
We had
you.
708 Main.
Mark, we got anything urgent?
Yeah, a couple of things I'll talk to you about, see if we can do a meeting.
How's that thing, that house you put out of it, that you and I have talked about?
Without her?
Never saw it. Never saw it.
Oh, we can figure it
He's
out.
away on a different, he's away. That's right, but I'm happier now.
If I remember, I think I did this one with this man.
But it is, it's taking a bite of today.
We had one guy we got twice this year.
Oh, my goodness. The one that broke my door. So I just call which I think right stuff out. What's in the closet and all the bells.
Last week I was an email.
We did another conversation.
You're there roaring down the road, watch out.
I mean, I heard about that, the genie's out of the bottle, it's hard to cut that down. My opinion is if you can drive by and see it, you see it yourself. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Kenny and Jason did work this.
I'm coming.
You should down here, Mike.
Okay, that's great. We're good? Yes, so she's working on it. She's
Got a gratified contract.
Kate's working it out. So she's got to do it. I talked to the mayor.
5 days.
Did you see that upward?
Right, I don't oppose that. Okay, that's what the council
Was,
wants
you
to
know,
do.
the next
Fine.
thing,
I said, you know.
Get emails all over the place. Take your money, George, you're all, put the hospital on the thing and then
Yes.
But yeah, that's what we're working because I thought it was on board. Yeah. No, he said, you know, we're more active. It's just, you know, the total organization.
What a waste of a building.
Well, the one good thing with that one.
that was our also across the city.
It's not a specific, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's so your guys call.
Hey, that was our Delta.
Do you need anything?
You know, when you do it, that building is about
Good. No, I'll just take it in off the, okay. Cell phone. We're still gonna do,
Build this thing.
unfinished.
It's gonna be 400, 900 yards.
Yeah, at least, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and I got,
This means the chips, tortilla chips,
I didn't hear any of that, man.
but it doesn't look like international.
It's not.
Finance guys talking, we're done.
this is for that. That's for what you want to discuss. Yeah, with Randy.
Okay.
The walk-ins coming. This is a little bit. Okay, excellent.
Recognize it. It's from last year.
That's all right, I probably don't need one
Yes.
anyway.
Copies.
I didn't do
Okay, are we good?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Let's open up the workshop meeting for June 20th, 2023. It is 5:04 PM. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Escobedo,
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto,
Here.
Councilmember Stoyl,
Here.
Councilmember Nichols,
Here.
Councilmember Advisory.
Here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll come back to communication from the mayor. How about discussions on communication from the public? We got request number 1.
Request from the Hoteling family on behalf of the Laurel Run Planning Committee, the Resource Center, the Filling the Gap, to host their annual Laurel Run newspaper sale on Friday, July 7, 2023, from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. at locations approved by the city. Also requesting the city to host a victory celebration on Friday, July 14, 2023, as part of their Jamestown to Dunkirk relay run that will end at the Resource Center on Lakeshore Drive. Due to ongoing support, the city is being offered to enter a free team in either the 5K run or the 5K walk run.
8K. Yeah, okay. Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to number 2.
Request from Donald Stoyle on behalf of the residents of 600 block of Roosevelt Avenue, requesting to host a block party on Saturday, April 12, 2023, from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. They did take the time to bring in a petition today for some of the affected people in on that block.
It's August, not April.
I'm sorry?
You said April, it's August.
I'll just slip of the tongue. Okay, duly noted. Any other discussion?
I see no problem with it.
No.
8-hour shift, I like it.
And I viewed the signatures.
It's an 8-hour shift, I like it.
Number 3, please.
Yes, prior written notice from Mark Beatty, owner of Blackout Properties LLC, on a dead tree that needs to be cut down near his property at 56 Kosciuszko Avenue.
Any discussion, council? Randy, you got anything on this prior?
We'll take care of it.
Okay. Number 4.
Okay. Notice of claim from Bernice Saddlemeyer of 150 West 5th Street for damages caused to her front tire allegedly due to riding over a barrier while exiting the Dunkirk Boardwalk parking lot.
Any discussion, council?
I saw that happen on the tree.
Okay, let's move on to 5.
Number 5, loudspeaker permit request from Jerilyn Kovacic on behalf of Dimitri's to use speakers for playing music on the patio from June 23rd, 2023 to October 1st, 2023 from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, we'll move on to 6.
Loudspeaker permit request from James Corbin to use a PA system for live music on Monday, July 3rd, 2023 from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. in his backyard at 216 South Roberts Road.
Any discussion, council? Okay, number 7.
Loudspeaker permit request from Henry Hooten Sr. to use PA system for live music on Monday, July 3rd, 2023 from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. at 212 Webster Street.
Any discussion, council?
It's a yearly event, it's his birthday.
Yeah.
So his request came in open-ended, and I capped it, because that's, so that 10 o'clock, is that what we're looking at as far as capping the noise permit? Because a 4-hour permit would go to midnight. So it'd be 1.
So yes. Okay, and number 8.
Number 8, loudspeaker permit request from Anthony Populars on behalf of Blessed Mary Angela Parish to use microphones and speakers for an outdoor mass and live band on Sunday, August 13, 2023 from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. for their annual Blessed Mary Angela Polka Fest.
Any discussion, council?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
See, I'm glad, thank you, Edwin, for taking care of that, because originally he had him do the entire day for the noise permit. So he did get it done in 4 hours. Thank you.
Actually, 2, 8 to 10.
And 1 to 5.
That's for Andrew.
The last one.
I thought you were referring.
Oh, Blessed Mary.
Yeah. Blessed Mary's 1 to
They
5.
add in from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the noise permit.
Okay.
Thank you for getting it down to 4 hours.
Very good.
So, back to the other one. Is 10 o'clock the curfew for something
Noise
like that?
is 11.
Noise is 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so I cut it back to 10 o'clock. So,
That's fine, by the time they're done playing and cleaning up and everything.
so would 11 o'clock be accepted?
If that's the norm,
Yes.
what have we done in the past? I think we've done 11,
Right.
well, last year that I know of anyways.
Okay. So I just don't want to cut him short. If he's able to do that until 11 o'clock, then I think that he should be able to.
He's never upset either.
No, right.
Yeah, if
Right.
it is, we'll shut it down.
No. Cool. Okay, good. All right, summaries of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilwoman Litskoviak.
No.
Okay. Councilman Bamal?
Already? And we still get noise from the people on New York Avenue and Smart Street. Just come up with something for response at the regular meeting.
Yeah, there's a little, we're going to do a drainage issue and then fix the potholes on close to the door, and the repaint one and the upper end of Albany.
Maybe we can have a timeline.
We're going to get through a spalling pavement project, 184, that'll be the first one we do. We'll have to accept that in July and get done on
Okay. Councilman Stoyl?
Nothing here.
Councilwoman Nichols?
Nothing.
Okay, I don't have anything either. Let's go to unfinished business.
I have no unfinished business, sir.
Okay. Mr. Bobstein, would you like to,
Is that coming under new business?
this other one, the walk-in book.
Yeah.
This would be the walk-in resolution 69, 2022.
Correct. Yes, and I asked Mr. Woodbury to be here because this involves the beach hut and parking in and around the beach hut, and as I understand it, it's become somewhat of an issue for the council. And what we did is we wanted to look at what you had adopted last year, and that's what's on top here. Then we also included the minutes from your meeting so that there was a little bit more background to it. And, you had stated that you want some additional parking put in. And so I talked to Mr. Woodbury, and he's available to talk to you about that situation and what you might want to do beyond what's been done, if that would be all right.
Yeah, was that what we were talking about right now?
Director Woodbury, you got the floor.
Sheriff, please. Hey, just a procedural thing. When a walk-in comes in, there's usually 5 copies of that made and goes to the council. This did not go to me in the peanut gallery last year. So the first time I've actually seen what's in writing about it is today. Although I did know that you wanted something down there, so we have started adding parking. We put 30 marked spaces in the already paved area on the east part of the wall area, and they're using that as if you stripe your parking, it's much more efficient. And then we also, with the chief, 2 chiefs, and I met with Mike Position also, we eliminated parking on both sides in front of the beach. It was too congested at Circle and the Boulevard, especially with our sludge trucks going down there, things like that. The splash pad is much more popular than anybody ever thought. And so that's really where everything gets congested right there. We've had, this says south of the Boulevard, And west of Serval, we've added 7 spaces. We put millings in there and striped them, and there are 7 spaces opposite that on the east side of Serval. So we have a beginning of this parking lot here. And then additionally, before we do anything more over there on the west side of Serval, we're ready to put 20 new spaces over off of the driveway to the skate park, which would keep everybody in the same block and not have to have children crossing the roads. So that would help. And then I think we should all meet down there, once we get those 20 spaces in there, or sometime sooner, and decide if it was a unanimous pass to have more parking lot between Serval, west of Serval and south of the Boulevard last year. Everybody voted for that, and I apologize if I haven't got all that done. It's because we really haven't met down there to decide exactly what you want. But we have increased the parking, we've reduced some parking where we thought it was dangerous, and we have plans to put 20 more spaces in almost immediately. And then I think we should meet down there, tell me where you want it, and you address ARPA funds to do it, so we can do that. Just need to know where.
What kind of time are we looking, maybe a couple weeks to a month?
A couple weeks, we
Okay.
have,
I think that's fair.
we have some proposals in, so we know what it costs per area, and we can just use the same contractor to get that done. So I know there'll be some controversy there, but I think if we all meet down there, maybe talk with people, walk it over, I think if we pull the cars in and then have them face the wall so that their headlights are shining toward Canada rather than west toward people's houses down there, would be least impact on neighbors in the area. So I had, last year I laid out a number of spaces there. We didn't get to it. I didn't realize we were funded with ARPA money. I cannot use CHIPS money to build parking lots that don't adjoin a highway. So this will be, ARPA will be fine for that. So I'm ready to do it. I think we all ought to meet down there so there's no surprises, either to us that are building it or to the people who are going to use it.
I like it.
I have 2 questions. I just wanted to be sure that we're talking about adding the corner near the skate park, and that's what we're moving on.
That's the first thing we're going to do. And then for the parking that you wanted west of Serval, between Serval, what's the next street over?
Ocelot.
Yeah. Between Serval and Ocelot South, where the tennis court used to be, that you wanted me to do last year that I didn't do
Well,
yet.
I know, this kind of took me by surprise as a walk-on before I knew what the residents really wanted. The residents are very much against that, taking away more green space. We hardly have green space there. And the houses there pay good taxes, and they should be number 1 to be considered.
They're parked all over there all over Sunday.
Right.
Parked on the left of your.
I'm sorry, but then, we got a resolution.
But
People
they would
public
prefer
area,
the
more
cars to
state.
be parked on the grass as opposed to having a paved.
You're destroying grass by elements that come out of the vehicle when they start it up. Any oil or transmission fluid that's dripping out of it. I mean, don't tell me about green space. When you know the automotive and
There's a lot
what
of-
comes out of a vehicle and you're killing grass.
Well, so far it seems to be coming back up every year.
Go ahead.
What's going on down there? That place is grown. The skate park with the splash pad, with the new playground down there. It's revitalized back when we were kids down there. And there's a lot of traffic down there. And sometimes we have to give up. And that city space that we're putting up somewhat of a parking lot, they're staying, can use the whole area over there. They're going to use some of it for parking. That's the safest thing to do is get parking lot in there. So more people are coming down there. I mean, it's
Well, now that they've opened up the county with the work that they've done, you can see where the extra spaces are in the skateboard.
Well, as I said, let Randy do his thing. Let's go down and see what we got. This all was initiated as a safety concern and getting emergency vehicles in now.
We actually put actual parking areas in, then we can enforce it. better. Saying this is designated parking, this is not. But right now, and I agree with Marty, it's a great problem to have.
Yes.
Right Park is so busy, we don't have anywhere for people to park. And that's a great problem to have, but we have to come up with a plan to accommodate that.
Yes.
With all of the new and the extra parking spaces we're going to have, let's see how that goes this year.
Jacob,
Go ahead.
when we do have this meeting and it comes to fruition, can we just ask Chief Brown to be there for him to give us his expertise
Absolutely.
advice on it?
Actually, I was, the way I read this, not only Randy and
Fire
Mike,
chief,
the
yeah.
fire chief and the
Yeah,
police
We'll
chief.
all be part of it.
Thank you.
It was both chiefs, Mike Commissioner and myself, that started this. We took a good head start on it. I believe we made it safer than it was.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day,
That area down there is a 3 or 4 month out of the year
Yeah.
area, and when it's there, it's crazy. There are people all over. We got softball tournament coming in with 30 teams this summer. And where are we gonna put all those people? I mean, if we're going to draw these people to that park, we've got to have somewhere to accommodate them.
Right park, right, things got to get taken.
We've got to come, all of us come together and see what the best accommodations are if we're going to keep doing these events down there, because that 30 softball team is going to be a lot of cars.
and that's not the only tournament of the year, that's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one, but there's several coming.
Every weekend.
And they love coming back, and I think with, as was spoken earlier, what we've done with Bright Park is amazing. I've never seen it like that in all my years. So we're going to be drawing more people, and once they come, they're going to want to come back.
Well, can we all agree that we won't bring this back out onto the main floor, so we don't have to rehash this? We'll do what Randy wants to do, we'll meet down there, decide how this thing is going to play forward, and then we don't have to discuss that again out there.
Correct.
Right, the resolution was made. Resolution was made.
We've already passed the resolution on the one between us.
Well, you're going to have angry residents.
And we're going to have the 20
We'll
spaces.
do our best to work with them.
We'll do 20 spaces and stripe them. I'm also going to stripe the basketball court. Because if you went to Buffalo and had to walk from the basketball court over to the splash park, you'd think that was fine. People here, they don't walk.
It's 6 miles to walk that far.
Yeah.
How about that big lot by the Pullman Shingle Field? That's
That's
empty.
used all the time, but we should, if we stripe it, the parking is more efficient.
Okay, good.
Okay, so, now, this resolution was passed on July 19, 2022. Everybody voted aye on this. There was some discussions as to what people would like to have seen done there. Are we ratifying that? Are we just simply bringing this up to clarify this? How do you want me to handle this in the minutes?
This is not on the agenda, is
It's
it?
just discussion.
Counselor?
Yeah, it was brought up basically under unfinished business. The resolution passed,
Okay.
which was ratified, correct?
What?
Yes.
So, yes.
This doesn't need
Okay,
any
so how do
action.
you want me to
This
handle
doesn't
this?
need any action on the floor, does it?
No.
That's Edwin's question. Edwin, this gets no action on the floor. This is a discussion in the workshop.
Correct.
Okay. Beautiful.
Okay. Anything else under unfinished business?
No, then you have to walk in.
Yeah, that's gonna go under new business. So, all right, let's go to pre-filed resolutions.
Number 29, resolution rescheduling the city council's July 4th, 2023 meeting to July 3rd, 2023.
Any discussion, council? Okay, hearing none. 30?
Resolution authorizing professional services contract for the wastewater treatment plant to meet EPA compliance requirements.
Any discussion, council?
Is this gonna be a yearly fee on this, Randy, do you know?
No. As EPA evolves, they discover that certain contaminants are more dangerous than the initial thought. 2 of those would be mercury and lead. They're neurotoxins. You don't want any of that in your body. Most of us are older than being born in 1977 when lead and gasoline went out, so we have lead and bioaccumulation that we're going to get rid of it. But you don't want any lead or mercury in everything. Some chemicals that are dangerous at small amounts, for example, chlorine and sodium, could possibly have. If you mix them together, you sprinkle them on your french fries and McDonald's and salt. So it's all a matter of relative stuff that the EPA finds, that if the sodium and chlorine break apart in the wastewater treatment plant, then you have to limit them. So it's an evolution of regulations that we have to monitor and see what's coming out of our industries and set local limits based on the study. You can't just pull them out of wherever. So it will happen. I'm not going to say it's only going to happen once. We did this in the 1990s. This is the second time we've had to do it. So hopefully it'll be another 30 years before we have to do it again, but I can't guarantee that.
Okay, good. All right, nothing else under new business?
That was pre-filed.
Or pre-filed, I'm sorry. So let's go under new business. We have a walk-on resolution.
I haven't been able to summarize it yet. The Dunkirk Little League is looking to replace a scoreboard on the boys and girls baseball field. Scoreboard is 13 years old and is not working. Resolution 31-2023, authorizing purchase of a new scoreboard.
Okay, so that's right. So walk-on resolution, any discussion?
Yes, Mark,
Councilman?
you have a ballpark for what we have in the C-SWAT?
Ballpark,
Figure.
77,000.
We got more than enough to do this.
What's the cost of the scoreboard?
Over 10.
No.
No.
3,700.
Oh, we're just kidding.
That's broken down. So there's two.
11 tons, right there.
Well-
Two separate items.
If I could, our interpretation was that they were asking for the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So we pulled the scoreboard out of their total. Because they had bleachers and scoreboards just under $4,000, and so we pulled that out.
Okay.
And
You're just going for the scoreboard.
yes,
Because you couldn't use it for bleachers or fencing.
well, we didn't think that they were asking for bleachers. I mean, if we read that.
They had in the past.
I don't know, that's the letter I got.
Yeah, over the past 15 years, we replaced most of our bleachers, all paid for by Dunkirk Little.
So what's the dollar amount? Is it the 4,000 or the?
37.5.
37
50.
for the scoreboard,
$3,750.
and then the bleachers and the fencing was $63.99 for a total of just shy of 11,000.
So is everybody on the same page what we're doing?
Yeah, we only put in for the scoreboard,
Yeah.
Mr. Rico?
Correct. So that's what I'm seeing here.
Great.
Yeah.
So it would be
37.
37.
So we're deleting everything else?
So it's just the scoreboard according to this. Yes.
The resolution, shall I read the resolution?
Please.
Okay, whereas Dunkirk Little League has requested the city of Dunkirk purchase a new scoreboard for the boys' baseball field, and whereas council wishes to support Dunkirk Little League and authorize the purchase of installation of the requested item using funds from the Cease Fund in the amount of $3,750.00. Now therefore be resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized and directed to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the city for the replacement and installation of a new scoreboard for the Boys Little League baseball field utilizing funds from the Cease Fund.
So the scoreboard is only 3,000?
Correct. 37.50.
Okay.
I thought that was the extra stuff.
In this initial letter they included bleachers, and a new set of bleachers, what was in this letter that we got here, but it's not included in the resolution.
Correct.
I have.
That's correct.
So do you want to, at this point, I guess my question would be, do you want to move forward with the resolution and do the walk-in for the scoreboard? And then if they're still requesting the rest, if we have to come back, see where the rest of this falls?
Well, let's find out if we can do the bleachers with the cease funds. Because there was some controversy before when they were trying to do something that we couldn't do.
It wasn't controversy on our side, it was controversy on their side. One of their members said they didn't want to get anything, they didn't want to owe us anything.
Thank you.
They didn't want to get political, they didn't want
Thank you for
to
saying
owe
that.
us anything.
Well, let's go forward with the scoreboard.
Let's go, that's what I was saying, let's go
Sounds like
forward with
they're
the
just
scoreboard, and then if we
explaining
gotta
the-
revisit something, you can always
Do you
look
want
at
to
it.
redo this again and bring it for the rest of the?
Right.
Right.
But at least let's move forward tonight with the walk-in on the
Things get
scoreboard.
rolling, so they can get fingers.
We okay with that?
Yes.
Believe it or not, their season's almost over.
Exactly.
So that was the original thing.
Right, okay. All right, we'll bring that back up. All right, before we head for adjournment, I'm gonna need a motion for executive session.
So be it.
So moved.
I gotta do this. Session to discuss the employment history of a particular person or corporation or matters leading to the employment of a particular person or corporation. Do I have a motion?
Yeah.
Got a motion by Stoyl, seconded by Lamont. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Hi.
Councilmember Bamanto. Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember At-Large.
Aye, carried.
Mr. D'Amico, if we could have Mr. Hayden and Ms. Davis stay.
Not right at the beginning. We're going to talk first and then bring them in.
Okay. That's fine.
Walking down the street.
Here.
Councilmember Bamanto. Here. Councilmember Stoyl.
Here.
Councilmember Nichols.
Here.
Councilmember at-large DeVito.
Here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, certification of prior meeting.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, June 6, 2023 was presented to the mayor on Wednesday, June 14, 2023, pursuant to section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter. All items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect, in witness whereof I have here to set my hand and the seal of the city of Dunkirk, New York, this 20th day of June, 2023.
Okay, can I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and approve as written? Motion by Nichols and a second by Bamanto.
Okay. Councilmember Niscoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto. Aye. Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols. Aye. Councilmember at-large DeVito.
Aye, carried. Reading of the privilege of the floor regulations.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case that individual shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing a group who shall be limited to 5 minutes. When recognized, please stand and state your name and address. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits, and the councilman at large may determine at his discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. The councilman at large, DeVito, shall maintain good order and may require any speaker cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or non-germane to any action taken or contemplated by council. The time limit specified shall be strictly adhered to, except that the speaker may be allowed to complete a statement or thought started before such time has expired.
Privilege of the floor is now open. If anyone would like to speak, please come forward.
Hi, my name is Ed Richardson. I have a proposal here. I have copies. I'd like to give them out to you guys if that's possible. I have a total of 9.
Miss it.
And what's it regarding, sir?
Adding a water source to the Hazelton Dog Park.
Adding a water source to the dog park. The Hazelton dog.
I was wondering if maybe you guys can follow up with me on this, if possible. I can make extras. So my proposal, enhancing canine water proposal for the installation of a dedicated water station at Hazelton Dog Park. To my friends, neighbors, and town council members, I hope this proposal finds you well. I present this folder today in order to advocate for a significant improvement to our beloved Hazelton Dog Park, the installation of reliable and easily accessible water supply for our furry friends. As an advocate for animal welfare and community well-being, I firmly believe that providing dogs with a source of water within the Hazelton Dog Park is essential for several compelling reasons. 1. Promoting canine health and hydration. Just like humans, dogs require regular access to water to maintain proper hydration levels, especially during physical activities. Dog parks are bustling hubs of canine excitement, where dogs engage in enthusiastic play and exercise. By ensuring a reliable supply of fresh water, we can actively contribute to their well-being and prevent dehydration, a common and potentially dangerous condition in dogs. A well-hydrated dog is happy, active, and a healthy companion. Or 2, encouraging responsible dog ownership. Dog parks serve as a valuable space for socialization and play, fostering a sense of community among dog owners. By providing a water supply, we encourage responsible dog ownership and reinforce the importance of meeting our furry friends' basic needs. Owners will be more than likely to bring their dogs to the park, knowing that they can easily access water to keep them hydrated. This simple addition promotes responsible behavior and further strengthens the bond between our owners and their dogs. Safeguarding canine safety. Water supply in dog parks is not solely about hydration, but also about safety. Dogs may unintentionally overexert themselves during playtime, especially in warm weather. Access to water allows them to cool down and regulate their body temperature, reducing the risk of heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses. By incorporating water stations, we can create a safer environment where dogs can enjoy themselves without compromising their well-being. Enhancing community engagement. Dog parks are vibrant community spaces that bring people together from various backgrounds and lifestyles. By providing water for dogs, we create an additional point of intersection among park visitors. Pet owners can gather around the water station, fostering conversations and connections while tending to their pets' needs. This strengthens a sense of community and unity among dog owners, encouraging a shared responsibility for the park's maintenance and overall enjoyment. As a responsible and forward-thinking community, it is essential to prioritize the welfare of all members, including our four-legged companions. By proactively installing water stations, water supplies in dog parks, we demonstrate our commitment to animal welfare and our dedication to building inclusive public spaces. Such a visible display of civic responsibility will undoubtedly enhance our community's reputation and draw positive attention from residents and visitors alike. In conclusion to my opening statements, the implementation of water supply in dog parks is not only an ethical obligation, but a wise investment in the well-being of our beloved canine companions and the overall enhancement of our community. It is my sincerest hope that you will consider this proposal favorably and allocate the necessary resources to bring this vision to life. Contained within the folder are 7 examples from nearby dog parks in our area, showcasing how they effectively provide access to clean water for dogs and their owners. If anyone has this, you can look on page 4. The first one is the bark yard located inside the cell park. The bark yard featured 2 water fountains positioned near the back of the park, catering to both small and large dogs. The setup includes a lower part for dogs to drink from and a higher spigot for easy access to flowing water to clean hands, pets, or fill containers. Next up, we have the Lewiston Dog Park in Lewiston, New York. At the Lewiston Dog Park, you'll find 2 fountains, one on each side for small and large dogs, with a lower portion for drinking. By pushing the button firmly, you can extend the water flow beyond the drain to fill bowls or containers. Next, we have the DeVaux Woods State Dog Park. Located near the front entrance of the DeVaux Woods State Dog Park, inside the park itself, there sits a single fountain that serves both humans and dogs, situated conveniently before the entrances to the small dog and large dog sections. It contains a lower part for dogs to drink from and an upper part for people to access drinking water themselves. The Paul Park over there in Amherst. The Paul Park offers a spigot with a cut hose, conveniently attached to the adjacent wall about 12 feet from the park entrance. Visitors typically bring buckets and carry them inside the park to fill bowls and maintain a clean water supply as needed. Next, we have the Como Lake Bark Park. At the Como Lake Bark Park, you'll find 2 fountains, one for small dogs and one for large dogs, inside the park. Each fountain has a lower part for dogs to drink from and an upper filtered section for refilling your own bottles of water or bowls. Additionally, there is an unillustrated separate spigot outside the park, equipped with 2 hoses specifically for cleaning dogs and filling bowls or buckets. Next, we have the Elliott Island Bark Park, or the Dog Walking Island. Within the Dog Walking Island, located just after entering, there are 2 fountains. One fountain features 2 hoses for cleaning dogs and filling buckets and bowls. The second fountain includes a lower section for dogs to drink from directly, along with an upper filtered part for refilling bottles or bowls. Lastly, we have Rudy's Run, which is inside the Lakeview Road recreation area. Rudy's Run features a spigot with a single hose conveniently positioned outside the dog park and near the front entrance, serving both the large and small dog section, allowing visitors to fill buckets, bowls, and even a small pool for washing dogs. Upon conducting thorough research and examining the water provisions employed by other dog parks, I strongly recommend implementing a reliable water supply system for our pets and park visitors. There are several providers for outdoor park equipment, including LK, Dog On It Parks, Global Industries, and Ultrasight. For example, the LK model LK 4400DB, which is an outdoor pedestal with a pet station, is seen there. You guys.
Okay, sir, your time is up. And we'll let you finish any thoughts, though, if you'd like.
Well, I would just hope that, regardless of what you do, there is no available hookup at all. Outside, near the dog park, not even at the dog shelter there. I recommend that you guys take prompt action today, either by utilizing existing funds or providing a cost estimate for establishing the necessary hookup from inside the shelter itself. If you go to the last page, you can see, before you guys put up posters so that people were allowed to put their names on, or businesses, that could possibly generate funds if you don't have enough to put it in. Or was just an idea.
No, very nice job. Obviously, you spent a lot of time on it.
I went through all the dog parks up north and took a bunch of pictures so that all have illustrated. So hopefully you'll take that into consideration. I appreciate it.
Thank you again.
Is your phone number?
Yes, my phone number and email are both in the phone.
Great idea, we'll do what we can.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak?
Can I add something to this information? My name is Linda Richardson, and I work at Nestle Purina, and we have put a proposal to Nestle, and Sakura from Nestle said that she will be getting in contact with you, and they are very interested in it, and they would be able to probably do half of the money for this, and we will do all kinds of fundraising for this.
Thank you.
All right?
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, would anyone else like to speak with the floor open? Going once, twice, 3 times. The privilege is now open. Communication from the mayor. I don't believe the mayor's Okay, let's go on to communication from the public and petitions. Number 1.
Request from the Hudling family on behalf of the Laurel Run Planning Committee, a resource center, and Filling the Gap to host their annual Laurel Run newspaper sale on Friday, July 7, 2023, from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. at locations approved by the city. Also requesting the city to host a victory celebration on Friday, July 14, 2023, as part of their Jamestown to Dunkirk relay run that will end at the Resource Center on Lakeshore Drive. Due to ongoing support, the city is being offered to enter a free team in either the 8K run or the 5K walk run.
Any discussion, council? Not, can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approved subject to appropriate assurances and usual conditions? Got a motion by Stoyl and a second by Nichols.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 2, request from Donald Stoyl on behalf of the residents of the 600 block of Roosevelt Avenue requesting to host a block party on Saturday, August 12, 2023, from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments, usual conditions? Got a motion by Stoyl and a second by Lamont.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto. Aye. Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. 3.
Prior written notice from Mark Beatty, owner of Blackout Properties LLC, on a dead tree that needs to be cut down near his property at 56 Kosciuszko Avenue.
Any discussion, council? Can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments? Got a motion by Nichols, seconded by Litskoviak.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 4, notice of claim from Bernice Settlemeyer of 150 West 5th Street for damages caused to her front tire allegedly due to riding over a barrier while exiting the Dunkirk Boardwalk parking lot.
Any discussion, council? Can I have a motion to refer to legal?
So moved.
I got a motion by Councilwoman Litskoviak and a second by Stoyl.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 5, loudspeaker permit request from Geraldine Kabasic on behalf of Dimitri's to use speakers for music played on the patio from June 23rd, 2023 to October 1st, 2023 from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments as well as approve the appropriate assurances and usual conditions? Got a motion by Bomano and a second by Nichols.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 6, loudspeaker permit request from James Corbin to use a PA system for live music on Monday, July 3rd, 2023 from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. in his backyard at 216 South Roberts Road.
Any discussion, council? Can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments and usual conditions? I got a motion by Nichols, seconded by Bomano.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 7, loudspeaker permit request from Henry Hooten Sr. to use PA system for live music on Monday, July 3rd, 2023 from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. at 212 Webster Street.
Any discussion, council? Again, I need a motion to refer to the appropriate departments and usual conditions.
So moved.
Motion by Stoyl and a second by Litskoviak.
Councilmember Lipskoviak.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Number 8.
Number 8, loudspeaker permit request from Anthony Poplar on behalf of Blessed Mary Angela Parish to use microphones and speakers for an outdoor mass and live band on Sunday, August 13, 2023 from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. for the annual Blessed Mary Angela Polka Fest.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, can I have a motion to refer to the appropriate departments, appropriate assurances, and usual conditions? I got a motion by Councilmember Bomano, second by Litskoviak.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoll. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilwoman Litskoviak.
Yes, I wanted to thank our two visitors today regarding the Hazelton water station for the dogs at the Hazelton Park. Very impressive and thorough. I like your ideas of getting sponsorships, maybe for benches. I would suggest finding a fiscal sponsor, such as Chautauqua Opportunities. I think people would be more likely to donate, knowing that you have a fiscal sponsor. And I wanted to ask Randy, I see that paving is happening on major streets, and I assume that, after that, you'll be getting around to all of the streets, and I was wondering if you have a timeline for that.
Sure, I didn't hear the last part. You heard after?
Well, I noticed the paving of the holes and the potholes. I noticed they've been done on the major streets, and I assume that, you're going to be going to all of the streets, correct?
Yes. Yeah, the General Gatoka has dispatched the platoon of the 101st Airborne Street Division pothole patching platoon, and when they drop into your neighborhood, they do an excellent job. They've taken the beach, and they're going to stand strong. They've got all the mains done, and they're going to do the secondary streets, but they've never done such a good job with pothole patching because you, as a council, have given them the equipment with the ARPA funds to do that. The 3/4-ton pickup trucks, the hot patch, it's really amazing with a roller. They go through, take a look at 6th Street, for example, East 6th Street, excellent job. Main Street Extension, excellent job. Those are the main drags, and we'll get to the side streets, and the pothole patching is, I'm really proud of General Gatoka and the 101st.
Oh, good. I just want to let people know that every street will be accounted for.
Absolutely.
Do you know when CHIPS money will arrive and how much we expect this year? And is that what we're going to be using for some really needed streets that are so dilapidated, such as Fazell?
We got the announcement on the CHIPS. Last year, we had about $250,000. This year, we have about $250,000 in CHIPS, and then the mayor's got a little bit extra. We were able to carry a little bit over from last year so that we can pay for the disconnects on the streetlight program, close that project out. But we want to go out to bid very quickly on Ounce and Otter in the 1st Ward. Those, to me, are the worst roads in the 1st Ward. The Swan and Albany Avenue and New York Avenue area in the 2nd Ward would be in the same thing. Park Avenue in the 3rd Ward from 4th all the way to 7th. Had a big water line reconstruction on that. So there'd be a blitz, and then Councilwoman Nichols has a list of the 4th Ward that will go out to bid at the same time. So we'll do that almost immediately. I think Andy and I are getting that ready to go out to bid. We'll accept that in July, get it all done in August. That'll be drainage and paving for the streets I mentioned, and then we'll see what we got left to do more.
Okay, so you are going to address Ounce and Otter drainage first, of course, because you don't want to.
Yeah, in order for this pavement to last, you have to put the drainage in first. Any water that stands on a pavement will ruin the pavement relatively quickly.
Okay.
Pavement, then
Okay.
water lines.
All right, thank you.
Pardon?
A happy summer, everyone. Do not hesitate to call me should you have any questions at 716-467-5145. Thank you.
Councilman Bomano.
Yes, Randy, can you give us an update on, or ETA, what's going to happen up in New York Avenue, like you just mentioned, and Swan Street, their issues they're having up there?
Sure. Andy and Mike and I have studied the drainage issue there. It wouldn't be too hard to extend the drainage from the corner of Albany and Swan out to where it puddles really badly. And that's an excellent example of where the standing water has torn up the pavement on the upper part of Albany. So we will get that fixed and then pave that at the same time we're doing Ounce and Otter. So again, it'll go out to bid almost immediately, accept the bid at a July meeting, and get the contractor to do the work in August.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Al, thank you for the quick response for you and Wanda today, the issue we had. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Stoyl.
Yeah, Randy, I want you to thank, and you, I called Mike and got on him on the 5th and Park and 6th and Park, because those were a hazard. That was a safety hazard.
Yeah.
And those guys jumped on it the very next day, and the paving was done expertly. I want to thank you for that. I want you to thank Rob Curry and his crew. They're moving right along, and we're going to get a second hydrant up there in 2nd Ward, where they've met, where all these black hydrants. So much appreciation, and as long as we're talking streets, we don't want to leave out Washington Avenue. We're going to get the water line, we're going to go out to the 8-inch main.
Right.
From now, which I believe we're on a 1/2 inch.
Yeah, we're going to abandon the 4-inch that's pretty punky and go all on the 8, and then all new services from the 8 all the way to the meters in all those houses. Got a $500,000 grant to do that.
Then we're going to mill it and...
Mill it and repave it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
David, always, I'm so proud of your department. These are all young guys. They're very ambitious guys. And these drug dealers ought to know, when they hear or see the big truck rumbling down the street, somebody's going down. And as Chairman of Public Safety, I want to thank you.
Keep at it, thank you.
It's taking effect on them. All right. You got her.
Councilwoman Nichols.
Yes, Randy, I just want to back up Jidge on his 5th and Park, 6th and Park, 6th and Deer. The paving is superb. After doing it from the water repairs and everything else, it's just was a little bit inconvenient for a little bit, but it's well worth the wait. Cedar Beach, if not anybody's been down by Cedar Beach, it's looked the best now that it's looked in probably, I want to say, a decade. It is superb. The guys, our team, really, really did a wonderful job getting that prepared. There will not be a brush collection for the month of July. There's not an error on the curbside calendar. It's going to be in September. Unless we have an astronomical windstorm, then the crews will be out. But I just want to add to this, when people are mowing their lawns and they're mowing them into the street, I don't know if Alan and Glenn and Wanda can maybe even write somebody up for doing it, because it is a disaster, it's a hazard. And you know who's doing it by whose house it's in front of when they blow it in the street. So I don't know how to curtail that. More and more people are doing that. Whether they don't know how to cut, they're not bagging it, I don't know. It's just very, very dangerous, especially now that they have these bicycles that are semi-motorized. I don't know if you've seen them around town, but they have big fat tires on them, and then the kids are driving them, and it's very dangerous. Chief, I talked to you during the workshop before the workshop, we don't have a 15-mile-an-hour speed zone on Serval heading south. We have one heading north by the ball field there.
I'll get with Mike Provichin tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll get taken care of immediately.
Thank you. And Mr. Richardson, I was very active in the dog park, still am. We have had, and Mr. Woodbury would also address the issue. We've talked about putting water out at where the shelter is, so that we could have a sudsing station, or if they got dirty, to rinse them off there. And I don't know what progress we've made on, for this year doing it. And I don't know, Purina has been very, very gracious in helping us out. We had a dedication of a couple trees from them recently, and it was very nice of them to take a shared interest in it, and we've had quite a bit of financial and support from them. They're always ready and willing to help us do what we're looking at, possibly painting the, I don't know what you want to call it, the shelter itself, a different color so that it blends in with the city of Dunkirk's colors. But we've been trying to do it. Unfortunately, I think Mr. Woodbury would tell you how long it would take and what it would take to get water actually piped out over to where the runs are for the dogs, for the park itself. And I don't know if you want to touch base on that now, Randy, or not, because we've made it a topic of discussion.
Sure. First, I would like to get something there anywhere immediately. At the shelter would be relatively easy. We have a master plumber on staff. If we could work with Purina to maybe we do the labor and Purina supplies there's a nice list of watering devices in here that would work, and Purina could put their logo on that. We'd be happy to have it. Advertise Purina's generosity and their community spirit, and we plumb it in, and the dogs collect their water there. Getting water further into the park, we could work on that eventually, but the water up against the building would be relatively easy once we got the equipment.
Thank you, Randy. And lastly, we're still in the infancy, but we're working with DPW with parks to implement a Tree for Thee program. We have a community volunteer person that has been very gracious to step forward to work with us and do a lot of the legwork. And we're going to do a pilot program which would start, if it's not correct, you correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, at the first ward at Wright Park with doing a planting of 20 trees in species that would be disease resilient for the area. But we're not going to be able to do any planting out there until the fall time.
Oh, yeah, because
That's it. Oh, wait a minute, I have one more thing. Senior sweep this Friday, 9:30 in front of City Hall.
Senior sweep was today.
Was it today?
Yeah.
Well, no, Ryan told me it was Friday.
Nope.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry, I'm wrong.
Yeah, okay. Vince Allen. I talked to Al before the meeting. I did have a taxpayer call me who put a report into Code Enforcement Office. And they were told that they have to put it in writing. Can you elaborate on what the actual process is now? There was some confusion, so I just want to set that straight if we can. You've already taken care of that issue for me, and I appreciate that.
Take a look at it. Generally, we like to have them in writing just so we have a record, and
Okay.
especially if it's something that gets involved, it just helps us do that. So ideally, that's what we would like. Yeah.
Okay. But if somebody has an issue, they can certainly make a phone call, and a report would be generated then.
If it's simple in nature, we
Okay.
can consider it.
Okay. Thank you. Randy, real quick, what's the latest on the project up on the point as far as the water lines? Is that complete?
My water line.
The connection from 5 into Point Drive?
Oh, yeah.
It's a fire hydrant.
Rob's project. It's, they're 75% done.
Okay.
And what the work that they're doing is superb. Rob and his crew is, we'll make them the 102nd Airborne.
There we go.
Okay, so it's very, very close to being done.
Good. Okay, let's move on to unfinished business. I don't believe we have any.
Correct.
Let's go to pre-filed resolution 29.
Resolution rescheduling the City Council's July 4th, 2023 meetings to July 3rd, 2023.
Any discussion, council? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Lescoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Story. Councilmember Nichols. Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried.
Number 30, resolution authorizing professional services contract for wastewater treatment plant to meet EPA compliance requirements.
Any discussion, council? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. New business, we have a walk-on resolution. Resolution 31-2023.
Okay, resolution 31-2023, authorizing purchase and a new scoreboard.
Yep. Can I have a motion to bring the walk-on off the table?
So moved.
I got Nichols with a second by Bomano.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Resolution is now in play. Is there any discussion on the resolution? Clerk, would you just read the resolution very quickly?
Sure. Resolution 31-2023, June 20th, 2023, by Councilmembers Laskoviac, Bamanto, Stoyl, and Nichols, authorizing purchase and of new scoreboard. Whereas Dunkirk Little League has requested the city of Dunkirk purchase a new scoreboard for the boys' baseball field, and whereas council wishes to support Dunkirk's Little League and authorize the purchase of and the installation of the requested item using funds from the Cease Fund in the amount of $3,750.00. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized and directed to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the city for the replacement and installation of a new scoreboard for the boys' Little League baseball field utilizing funds from the Cease Fund.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye, carried. Nothing further. Can I have a motion to adjourn? I got Stoyles with a seconded by Nichols.
Councilmember Laskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large D'Amico.
Aye.
Aye.
Carried, we're adjourned.
Mr. Boxer. My opinion, I've been here for, my opinion is it's a simple garbage.
Did you get the times for the meeting?
We have, not, we have a city.
So,